Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Young and Restless preview. The twist that will leave Sharon fuming and, spoiler, completely unmoored. Just when we thought Sharon was coping brilliantly with the traumatic ordeal she's been through, comes a young and restless twist that will be so totally triggering that it leaves someone else completely unmoored in the aftermath. Sharon and Nick had, by all accounts, a wonderful trip overseas to visit Noah in London. Of course, we can't be sure because we didn't catch even a glimpse of it, but we're guessing that the corporate barista felt it brought her and her ex closer to a reunion. Reconciliation with Nick has been on the blonde's mind for a while now. Even drugged out of her mind on PCP, hallucinatory hugs and smooches were top of mind. We haven't seen them together since their return from London, but Nick has been busy. His first order of business? Teasing his inquisitive sister Victoria with a yarn about him and Sharon eloping overseas. Spoiler alert, next on Nick's agenda is running to the rescue of his other ex-wife, Phyllis. He'll be beyond irritated when he learns that Billy has fired Phyllis whilst she's in such a delicate state. This might be as emotionally compromised as we've ever seen her, and we'll decide that the remedy for her rambling is to drive her out to the Overlook for some fresh air. What comes next is a twist that will leave the complicated Sharon-Nick-Phyllis dynamic forever changed all over again. You see, at the park Overlook, Nick gives Phyllis a shoulder to lean on quite literally. Cue Sharon, who has high hopes of a reconciliation with said hero, appearing just in time to witness the coveted ex-husband in what appears to be a clinch with her rival-turned-friend, Phyllis. As you can see from the spoiler pics, Sharon is none too pleased about Phyllis seemingly making a play for their mutual ex. This young and restless twist not only teases a rekindled romance for Fic, but could reignite a rivalry and end Sharon and Phyllis's fragile friendship all in one fell swoop. If Sharon reacts as we think she will, Phyllis will be blindsided, given for once she wasn't doing anything wrong, and left completely unmoored. Not only has she lost her job and Billy's support, but her daughter's gone, her son is keeping her at arm's length, and now she'll have lost Sharon as well. Perhaps it's a very good thing that Phyllis's long-distance bestie, Amanda Sinclair, will return to Genoa City in this very episode. Perfect timing indeed. If you thought Genoa City was running low on secrets, betrayals, and jaw-dropping revelations, buckle up, because The Young and the Restless is about to drop a twist that will not only send Sharon spiraling into fury, but leave one unsuspecting character completely unmoored from the reality they thought they knew. This isn't just a ripple in the water. This is a Category 5 emotional hurricane, and when it's done, the landscape of several lives will be utterly transformed. Let's dive into what's coming, what it means for Sharon, and why this twist might just shake the entire Newman-Abbott legacy family triangle to its core. Chapter 1. A Piece Too Perfect. For the past few months, Sharon Newman has been riding a strange wave of serenity. Yes, her therapist practice is thriving, her relationships with her children are stable, and her on-again off-again entanglement with Nick seems weirdly chill. Even her interactions with Adam have felt grounded in mutual respect rather than their usual emotional chaos. But longtime viewers know better. When things are too quiet in Genoa City, it's the calm before the storm. And in Sharon's case, that storm is tied to a secret so buried, so deliberately erased from memory, that even she doesn't see it coming. Chapter 2. A Stranger Comes Knocking. The trigger for the unraveling arrives innocuously enough, a new patient. Or, rather, a new client. Someone who seeks Sharon's counseling services, but whose motives extend far beyond emotional healing. Enter Lena, a pseudonym, or maybe not, a deeply anxious woman in her early 30s, played by a mysterious new guest star who's already generating buzz behind the scenes. Lena claims to be battling nightmares, unresolved childhood trauma, and a constant feeling of being misplaced. To Sharon, Lena appears fragile but sincere. She empathizes, listens, and then begins to pick up on inconsistencies in the story. Lena's accounts of her past are vague. The timeline doesn't add up. And yet, there's something heartbreakingly familiar about her eyes. It's not until Lena accidentally lets slip a name from Sharon's own long-forgotten past that the first domino falls. Chapter 3. The Secret She Never Meant to Keep. As the puzzle begins to click into place, so does a horrifying realization. Sharon knew Lena's mother. In fact, Sharon may have been present at a life-altering event Lena only half remembers, a moment of crisis that could rewrite both of their lives. What Lena reveals next shakes Sharon to her core. She believes she was adopted under false pretenses. That her birth mother never intended to give her up. That a woman, blonde, calm, helpful, once promised to take care of everything during the chaotic hours after her birth. Lena has come to Sharon for help finding that woman. What she doesn't realize is that woman was Sharon. Chapter 4. What Sharon Did. Back when Sharon was battling her own bipolar diagnosis, when grief and trauma were clouding her judgment, there was a period of time, only hinted at in past storylines, where she went off the grid. The show danced around it at the time, focusing more on her erratic behavior and estranged relationships with her children. What wasn't revealed until now is that Sharon was involved in helping a young mother give birth under dire circumstances. And while Sharon believed she was doing the right thing, helping a friend flee an abusive relationship, protecting the baby from danger, she may have unintentionally enabled an illegal adoption that tore a mother from her child. That child? Lena. Chapter 5. The fallout begins. When Sharon pieces it together, her immediate instinct is to fix it. She offers Lena help, truth, guidance. But Lena's not ready to forgive, not when she believes Sharon may have lied to cover up a decades-old injustice. Word spreads fast in Genoa City. Before long, Mariah and Faith are confronting their mother, demanding the truth. Nick hears about it through the grapevine, and while his first instinct is to protect Sharon, even he can't overlook the ethical and emotional wreckage left in the wake of her long-buried decision. Sharon is crushed. She insists she did what she thought was right, that she never meant for a child to be separated from their family. But good intentions aren't enough. And that's when spoiler enters the picture. Chapter 6. The Spoiler Who Shatters. Who's the spoiler in this story? None other than Chance Chancellor. Yes, the unlikeliest player in Sharon's unraveling is Chance, a man still reeling from his own identity crisis after losing Abby, changing careers, and questioning what kind of legacy he wants to leave behind. As part of his work with the Genoa City Police, and newly appointed as a liaison to a foundation seeking to resolve cold adoption cases, Chance stumbles across Lena's file. And what he uncovers not only connects Lena to Sharon but to someone else entirely. According to sealed records that were thought to be destroyed, Lena's biological father is a prominent figure in Genoa City. A Newman? An Abbott? A Baldwin? The name is blacked out in the preview script, but the implications are enormous. Lena isn't just a long-lost child. She's a potential heir. Chapter 7. The battle lines form. Suddenly, the story shifts from psychological drama to full-on family warfare. If Lena is tied to Victor Newman, and there are hints pointing in that direction, Sharon's one-time protection of her becomes an unforgivable offense in the eyes of the Titan. Victor sees betrayal in every shadow. And if Sharon played any role, intentionally or not, in separating one of his own bloodlines from the family empire, the repercussions could be seismic. Nikki, meanwhile, is furious. She never trusted Sharon. She warned Nick, warned everyone, that this woman was trouble. And now, she wants Sharon out. Nick, torn between loyalty to Sharon and his own sense of right and wrong, starts to crack under the pressure. Faith, who once saw her mother as indestructible, starts pulling away. Even Adam, of all people, stands at a distance, unsure whether to offer support or stay safely uninvolved. And Lena? She's the eye of the storm. A young woman suddenly given a history she didn't ask for, a family she never knew, and a betrayal she can't yet process. Chapter 8. The Spiral. Sharon, cornered by the magnitude of what's unfolding, starts to unravel. She returns to her journals, her therapy notes. She second-guesses her memories. She relives the moments of her past mental health crises, asking herself the question no one else dares voice. What else has she forgotten? Is Lena the only secret she's buried? The prospect that Sharon may have unintentionally played a role in multiple lost child scenarios, or worse, enabled others to exploit vulnerable mothers, haunts her. And that's when she finally breaks. Chapter 9. Redemption or Ruin. In a moment reminiscent of her darkest days, Sharon prepares to resign from her practice. She isolates herself from her family. She even considers leaving town entirely. But then something unexpected happens. Lena shows up. Not in anger, not in judgment, but in confusion. "Why did you help me?" she asks. "Why didn't you make sure I ended up somewhere safe?" Sharon, finally stripped of every defense, tells her, "Because I wasn't well. I was scared. And I thought I was saving you." It's not forgiveness, but it's a beginning. Chapter 10. The Bigger Picture. In true Y&R fashion, the twist doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's part of a larger umbrella storyline that will bleed into the lives of Devin, Lily, Abby, and yes, even Phyllis. The reveal that illegal adoptions were happening in or around Genoa City in the early 2000s leads to a broader investigation. There are whispers of a black market operation. There are hints that someone we know profited from it. Was it Tucker? Ashland before he died? Diane in her years abroad? Or even a younger Victor, cleaning up a mess he didn't want in the headlines? As Sharon fights for her own redemption, others will be forced to face their roles in a story they thought was long dead. The final word, Sharon's reckoning begins. This twist, this emotional earthquake, is not about villainy. It's about reckoning, about what we choose to forget, what we choose to bury, and what happens when the past comes roaring back, demanding to be known. Sharon, long positioned as a survivor, a counselor, and a beacon of strength, will now have to face her most painful truth, that even the best of intentions can lead to irreversible consequences. And Lena? She's not just a twist. She's a catalyst. The storm is coming.